In the midst of your darkest days, continue caring for those around you, for your loved ones. Look, dark and difficult days, they come. They're bound to. But on those days, how are we to live our lives? In every circumstance of life, we're to fix our eyes on Yeshua, to get our cues from him. What did he do on his most painful day? We read in John 19, verse 25. It says, standing near the cross of Yeshua were his mother's sister, Miriam, the wife of Clopas, and Miriam from Magdala. Yeshua saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing nearby. He told his mother, woman, behold your son. Then he told the disciple, behold your mother. From that very hour, the disciple took her into his own home. Look, the end is near for Yeshua. It seems John is really the only one of his disciples remaining. The others have fled. And John is there along with Yeshua's mother, Yeshua's aunt, and then two other Marys, Miriam of Clopas and Miriam of Magdala. His mama isn't going anywhere. I mean, the fact that she has the strength to stay here is incredible. She's strong and she's brave and she's noble, but this is brutal. Yeshua is carrying the most pain and grief in this moment, but his mother's pain must have been a close second. She's being emotionally ripped to shreds, powerless to help her son. Mary knows who he is better than anyone. She knows he's not just her son. She always has known that. She knows that he is also her Lord. Still, this is her firstborn son, which means that with Joseph gone, she has been Yeshua's responsibility. She's been dependent upon his care probably for years. Her well-being has been his responsibility. So now what? What's going to happen now? But honestly, I don't think she's thinking about that, right? What's going to happen to me when he's gone? I don't think she's thinking of herself in this moment. But look at Yeshua. In the midst of his most painful, excruciating, dark day, he is thinking about her. Even though he himself was surrounded by a cyclone of events that are hurling destruction at him, Yeshua was concerned with his mother's personal plight. When Yeshua said, woman, behold your son, he wasn't saying, look at me and weep, mother, right? He was directing her attention to John. He was saying, woman, which is a term of respect, kind of like ma'am, this man will become the one to oversee you. And completing the transfer of responsibility for his mother, he said to John, son, behold your mother. Yeshua was committing the care of his mother to the disciple closest to him, a responsibility that history records John was faithful to accept and fulfill. And in making that assignment, Yeshua speaks to each of us in the darkest and most hopeless days of our own lives, demonstrating to us that we must refuse to allow our present pain to dull our sensitivity to the needs of others who depend upon us. He teaches us when you're going through a bad day, don't use your pain as an excuse to neglect taking care of those who are near to you, because it may be you who is to be the one who brings them hope. We all have a tendency to presume that those closest to us understand our current dilemma, that they'll somehow automatically absorb it along with us. And how often does a parent come home from a miserable day at work and then pass on his or her irritation and anger to the kids or to their spouse? But that should never be the spirit of a disciple of Yeshua. Because if I'm his disciple following his example, I must lay down any sense that I have the right to require those around me to pay the price of my frustration, no matter how close to me they are. This idea that if I'm going through it, you will too. No, Yeshua's way is clear. If you're going through a difficult, discouraging, hopeless day, love and care for those close to you. Don't force your pain on them. They may choose to share in your pain, as Mary and John did with Yeshua, but it shouldn't be dumped on them. Let's be like Yeshua. He's always more concerned about others than himself, even in the midst of his worst pain. So should we be. Even in our pain, let's make him smile by responding as he does.